This conference will now be recorded.
Hi there. Good afternoon, good evening, and let us continue our session. So, in the previous class, we have talked about echo command, different options in echo command, and how to print the output in different colors. Now, let me try to talk about codes first, and then we'll talk about IO redirection. So, what is this codes? See, in our operating system or in our shell, we have some special characters or wild characters which has some special meanings, like we have star, question mark, or this hyphen where star means any possible value, question exactly one character. Like I don't know what is the file name. It may be file 1, file 2, file 3. So I'm looking for all the files that start with a word file with some extra word after that. So maybe you can go with that question mark. Or if you're going for a range, then you can go for hyphens, right? And you can put multiple characters within a bracket. Many options are there. So these special characters pursue some special meaning. And sometimes in our scripts, I don't want to use that special characters for any output. I want simply star to be printed as star. It should not carry any special meaning. For example, if I say echo star, maybe I want to print that asterisk or star as it is without any special meaning. So when I say echo star, instead of printing star, you see it is showing me the current directory's content. What are the files inside it? Suppose if I print it two times, so you see it is printing two times. Maybe I don't want to print that content. My requirement is only to print star as it is without any special meaning. So in order to disable this meaning, you can use either backslash. So you see when I put echo backslash and star, it is printing the star as it is without carrying any special meaning. If you want to print it two times, then you have to use two times backslash. Suppose if you want to print it three times, then you have to use three times slashes, right? So this is how you can do it. That is fine. Okay. But instead of using that backslashes, you can use something called quotes, right? What type of quotes? You can go with single quote. See, single quote is like this, and single quote is also called as strict quote. Now, why it is strict quote, we'll understand in a short while. First of all, let me use that quote and show you how I can use these special characters without their special meaning. For example, if I want to print echo star one time, I may use within single quote or maybe two times. So you can say echo star star, maybe put within quotes. See, it is disabling. Or maybe you can print it number of times. Not only star, but any special character, whatever you want to use, you want to print it as it is, maybe dollar or maybe hash, whatever it might be. You can use it with this single quote. So as I told you, that single quote is also called as strict quote. And the reason it is called as strict quote is whatever you put inside it will be treated as normal character. Any special character you put within single quote will be treated as normal character. No special meaning will remain if you put it within single quote, right? But instead of single quote, you can also use the other quote, which is double quote, right? See, double quote is not that much strict. It has some exceptions. Exceptions means there are few things which will be still treated as special character. Their special meaning still remains. What are those? See, first is, let me use like this. First is dollar. See, within double quote, if you use dollar, then there is some special meaning for dollar that still remains. And the second thing which is allowed to be used as a special character is this back quotes. These are not single quote, those are called back quotes, right? They are also called as back quotes or command quotes. So what is that? That also I'll explain you in a short while. See, first of all, if I put the same thing within double quote, see here I use single quote instead of single quote if I use double quote. So you see it is also doing the same thing. But here comes the real usage of double quote. For example, I wanted to use dollar with some special meaning. See, in our scripting, there is a concept called variable. See, variable is nothing but name given to set of data. When you call the variable, whatever data that is stored in that variable will be displayed, right? So variables are used to store some data. When you call the variable, the data inside it will be printed out. So you see, I'll say echo with double quote. For example, I'll say I am logged in as. Suppose I'm calling a variable. See, to call a variable, I'll use dollar symbol. With that, you have to put variable name. Like by default in our operating system, there is a variable called user. Whenever you call that variable, it will display with which user you are currently logged in. So to call that variable, I'm using dollar. So you see it is telling I am logged in as root. It is not printing that dollar user. It is telling that you are currently logged in as root. Now, if you put the same thing within single quote, you see it is not allowing dollar to be used as any special meaning. So within single quote, whatever you put, it will disable the meaning of that special character, whatever special character it might be. Whereas in double quote, it also does the same thing, but with some exception, where dollar can be still used as a special character or back quotes or command quotes. For example, you wanted to print the date. So suppose you can say the date today is. Say I want to run the date command. So whenever you want to run a command within echo command or within a variable, we use this back quotes option, which is called as command code. So within back quotes, whatever you are putting will be treated as command. So it will try to run it as a command. If it is a valid command, you'll see the output. If it is an invalid command, you'll see error. So how can I see date and time? I'll run date command. So when I run this, you see it is telling the date today is, then the date command is executed. Suppose same thing if I put within single quote, you see it won't allow me to use anything within single quote as a special character. So this is the difference between single quote and double quote. Whenever you want to print any special character, you can use anything. But if you are using dollar or back quotes and you don't want to display their special meaning, then better to go with single quote. But if you want to use dollar and back quote as its usage, like running a command or calling the variable, then you can use double quote. So these are the difference between single quote and double quote and their leniencies as per the concept. Now, let's move to the next concept, which is IO redirection. Now, this is also really an interesting concept. See, we have learned this concept while we were discussing basics in the Linux. So what is that IO redirection? See, when I talk about IO redirection, the two concept that is used inside is standard input, which is denoted by less than symbol, or we use output. In output, again, we have some categories, so I'm not typing it as standard output. I'll talk about what is that. Greater than and double greater than. Now, if you recollect your basics, we discussed about cat command to create a new file or to capture the output by using greater than symbol. And if you want to append the data into it, we used double greater than. So I hope you remember that concept. The same is the concept for capturing the output also. For example, you are running a command and the result of that command you want to capture in a file. Let's say I want to run a command called tail etc password. So I'll say greater than followed by some file. Let us say I would like to go for I would like to take the output in a file called output, anything by whatever you like. So you see a file is created with a name output. What does it contains? You see it contains nothing but the output of the command what you have executed. Now suppose if I run the same command on another file. I mean, if I run the same output on another command. For example, let us say I'll go for tail etc shadow and the same file I will use. For example, output. See, if this file is already created, as you know, it is going to overwrite. It won't prompt you, but it will simply overwrite the file. Now, if you read it, you see that the previous output is gone and the new output has been overwritten on the top of it. For example, I don't want to lose my data in the file, and in the same file, I want to capture another output. So how can I do that? Say in this scenario, I will go for anything. For example, tail etc password. I want to append the file. Which file? Output. So you see when I use double greater than, it won't disturb the data what is present in the file. Instead of overwriting, it will append the data into same file. Now if you read the file, first 10 lines is your previous output and remaining is your output from etc password. So this is the way how you can capture the output or you can redirect the output to a file. Either you can create a fresh file by redirecting the output, or you can overwrite existing file, or even better, you can append the existing file by adding new data into existing file. So this is the way how we can use those output, and we have seen this at the basics itself. Now let me talk about input, how to take input. Now here I'll talk about an interesting scenario where this taking input becomes really important. Suppose I wanted to send mails to multiple users, right? And I want to send them mails from a content that is in the file. For example, you are looking for a situation. Let's say you are looking for a situation that if memory reaches more than 80%, then you want to send a mail to number of users regarding an emergency that memory reaches so and so, take some measure to reduce the memory usage, right? So anyway, your script would be monitoring the memory number of time. If it is not reaches 80%, nothing will be done. If it reaches more than 80%, then this mail has to be sent. So how can I tell mail command to take input from a file and send that input to some users? Like your banking environment, you can see nowadays that when you go and do some transaction, maybe you have withdrawn the money or you have transferred the money or something. So whenever you do any transaction, immediately you'll receive a mail that so and so transaction happened. And if the transaction fail, you will get another mail. So do you think somebody is sitting over there and sending that mails to you every time by typing? Definitely not. They will create formats and key. If this situation happen, this mail should be triggered. If other situation happen, other mail should be triggered. If one more situation happen, that mail should be triggered. So same thing I would like to do here. I don't want manual sending of mail, typing the mail. I want my mail command to take input from a file and send the mail. For example, let's say I'm creating one file called mail.txt. In this, I'll say, hi there, this is an auto generated mail. Please check CPU usage. It seems that CPU usage crossed 80%. Okay, right. Maybe I'll say regards admin, something like. Now this content I want to use in my mail, and I want this mail to be sent to number of users, one user or multiple user, whatever you might be using. See, in this machine I have many users. If I can just check it out, tail etc password. You see I have my user u1, u2, u3. You can send a mail to one user or you can send a mail to multiple user. That is your choice. Suppose multiple users. So I'll say mail with a subject. Again, in user admin class, we have learned how to send mails. So I'm not going to re-explain that again. So I'll say mail with a subject. For example, I'll say urgent. To which users? Suppose I would like to send it to my user U1, U2, U3. Four users I want to send a mail. But I don't want to type anything. If I hit enter, it will give me a place to type the mail. I have to type and then I have to press Ctrl D. I don't want to do that. I want it to take input from a file and send a mail. So I'll say less than symbol. Take input from a file. See, if it is in the current location, give the file name. If it is at some other place, maybe in OPT, TMP, where, then give full path where you have kept that file, which to be used for input. So as it is in the same location, I'm not giving any absolute path. I'm just telling take input from this file, mail.txt. So you see, done. Your mail with the content of that file is sent. Let me go to other user. You see, I received an email. Let me check the mail. You see, I have received a mail from root and it is urgent, the subject. Let me read it. So you see, I got this mail. Now you log in as U1, U2, U3, all will be receiving the same message, right? So this is the way how we can use that input from a file and you can take the content and use it for this purpose, right? Okay, now there is one more thing in output. Let me discuss that also. See, when we talk about output, there are two things in output. Either you will get standard output. See, if your command is correct, then you will get standard output. See, standard output is represented with one greater than symbol. Or if your command is incorrect, input is incorrect, then you may expect standard error. Standard error is represented by 2 greater than. So simple thing is there, output is symbolized by 1 greater than, and the error is symbolized as 2 greater than. For example, guys, I want your concentration here. This is really important whenever you want to save some log files and other concepts. Suppose I want to run a command and I want to capture the output of that command. For example, I want to run this command ls minus l, and whatever output is there, I want to capture in a file. Just now we have seen that I have used greater than and the file name. See here, you can also use 1 greater than. See whether you type 1 or you don't type 1. If you don't type anything, by default it will consider that you are asking as 1, which is nothing but output, right? So if you want to capture the output, type 1. Or even if you don't type any number, by default the number it is going to consider is 1. That means you are asking it to take output only. So it is not important that you should type always 1. So you see, if the command is correct, the output will be captured definitely, and it is captured. Suppose I would run another command over here, lss. See, there is no such command with this name. So definitely it is going to give me error. Now if I say 1 greater than, take the output to err. See, I am instructing it to take output, but the result is going to be error. Error will be generated, but I am telling that capture the output. So you see it is going to fail. You see, it
Command.
says LSS. There is no such command. And you see, the file might have been created with the name ERR, but does it contains anything? Nothing. Because you have asked to capture the output, but there was error and it did not capture it. So if you are expecting that there is an error and you want to capture the error, then you have to type 2 greater than and then the file name. You see, this time if you read the file, it captured the error, what error got occurred, right? So whenever you are running a command, if you expect the output, to capture the output, you have to say 1 greater than. To capture the error, you have to say 2 greater than. But guys, when I'm trying to run a command, I don't know whether it will give me output or it will give me error. Then what can I do? See, I have a solution for that also. See, I will run a command ls minus 1, sorry, l, and the script name. For example, script01.sh. Same time, I'll say script x.sh. See, 01.sh exists. So I'm going to definitely get output. But there is no such file with the name script x. So 01 will give me output, whereas x will give me error. You see, first it is telling you that there is no such file with that name. Then it is telling there is a file script01.sh and it is capturing the output. So this command is giving me one error and one output. Now I would like to say capture the output in a separate file and capture the error in another file. So how can I tell that? See, you can say 1 greater than or just greater than. Even if you don't type 1, that is also fine. By default, it will take it 1. So if there is an output, I want to take it in a file out2. And if there is an error, then I would like to take it in err2. You see there are two files created, err2 and out2. Read what is inside it. ERR2 says there is no script x.sh. Whereas if you say out2.sh, it is telling you, sorry, out2, it is telling you that the output of this file is this. So I ran a command, but I instructed that if output is there, take it to this file. If error is there, take it to another file. So this is the way how you can segregate the output in one file and error in another file. Now let's say I am expecting output error anything, but whatever it might be generating, I want to take it in a single file, like we have log files. Normally log files contains output error everything in single file. So maybe I am running a command and I expect output error many things while running the command or running the script. So whatever it is generating, I want to capture it in a single file, output and error both. So suppose I'll say ls minus l, same command, but here I will say take the output to a file called outerr.log or any name you like. But here I'll say what to take. I'll say take if there are error and output. See, this is the way where we declare both the things. So giving 2 greater ampersand 1, that means you are instructing that capture error and output both in that file. So first of all, I'm telling take output in this file, and then I'm instructing that what to take. I'm telling capture error as well as output. That's the method of capturing both the things in a single file. Now, if you do ls, you see there is a file created out error, which if you just check it out, you'll find out it is capturing error as well as output. So there are many scripts in which you will see this kind of thing is done, that at the end or at the beginning it says that capture this 2 greater than and 1. That means I want to capture the error as well as output of this particular command or script into a file. See, there is a simple way of doing the same thing. See, in mathematics we have a concept called trigonometry. See, trigonometry is very interesting because it has many solutions for one problem, right? And every solution will give you same answer, right? So same way scripting is also like that. Same thing what I am doing through one approach, you can come up with the same result using another approach. So that's the reason I told you at the beginning that scripting is all about approaches and logic. So logic I'm going to teach you how to work, but approaches are in your hand, how you can use it in your different requirement. Whatever you might be doing, you have to search the way and come out with a solution. Logics we will be learning. So anyway, how to get same output with a simple. See here, last time I'm telling capture the output in this file. What to capture error and output I'm telling. Now I'll say take the output to a file out err2.log. But before only you can mention ampersand greater than. See, whenever you are telling ampersand greater than, that means whatever output that is coming, you want to take the, you want to capture it. Whether it is output or it is error, I don't mind. Same thing, what we did previously, you can do it with this thing only. There is no difference at all. You will find out same way. See, there are 5 floors in the building. How can I reach 5th floor? There are two ways. You can go with a lift or you can go with stairs. Ultimately you are reaching to 5th floor. So here also there are two methods of capturing everything. One is 2 greater than ampersand, or you can simply say ampersand greater than. You see a file is created out err2.log. Now if I read it out err2.log, I'm getting the same results, right? So this is the way how you can identify or capture output error in a file and keep it, maintain it like a log file, how it is maintaining. And if you want to append it, instead of greater than, you can use double greater than. So next time what happens, it will append the data into same file, right? So this is the way you can capture the output and error in a separate files if you want, or in the same file. Now sometimes we would like to run certain commands. right? But I want to hide the output. I don't want to display the output. Maybe I'm expecting a huge unnecessary output, so I want to hide it. It happens whenever you are collecting backup, too much output might come. Or maybe sometimes you are running a very small command and you're not concerned about the output. So what you want is you want to hide the output on the screen. You don't want to display. See, we call this concept as nullifying the output. Suppose I am running a command ping for 3 counts. This IP 192.168.10.2. I don't know, it will ping. Okay, maybe Windows Firewall is blocking it. Let's do one thing. Let me power on the other machine also so that we can check the ping command results are very nice to work with. Okay, I guess in DNS we mentioned this ping mlinux too. Great. So I can use this name 10.20. As of now, it is not up. Still, it is not up. Okay, it's booting up. Okay, great. Now I have this machine which is up and running. So I want to ping 3 times and check whether it is pinging or not. But you see, whatever output that is coming, I want to hide it. Whether it might be output or it might be error, I don't care. I want to hide it. So how to hide it? See, I'll say ping hyphen C for 3 counts. Whatever output that is coming, I would like to send that output to a special file called dev null. See, dev null is a trash bin, not recycle bin. At least from recycle bin, you can bring it back like in Windows. Trash bin means whatever you put inside it is gone. It's like black hole on space. Whatever goes inside it is gone. It's not recoverable and it is always empty. You try to read it, it will not show anything inside it. It's empty. So when I run this command, you see that the command is executed and no output has been displaced. You try to read dev null, you see it carries nothing. Suppose I will run another machine, maybe mlinux 3 or IP address you can use, whatever it might be. See, the command is getting executed and whatever output is there, that output has been nullified. Anything, suppose I don't want to see the output. So you can say ampersand greater than, I'm sorry, ampersand greater than dev null. Whatever you redirected to dev null will be hidden and it becomes 0 when anything you put inside dev null. So you see it is carrying what? Nothing, right? So whatever we put inside it is gone. So this is the way how you can nullify the output or you can hide the output. But guys, I'm sure there might be a question coming in your mind. If I hide the output, how will I know whether my command was successful or it failed, right? As I'm not able to see the output, I'm not aware what went with, whether it was a successful execution of command or whether my command is failed. See, for this concept, we would be using a special concept here, which is called as exit status code, right? Exit, or you can say status codes. So what is that exit or status codes? See, whenever you run a command, the command after the command exited or completely executed, it leaves some codes for us. Total how many codes are there? 0 to 255. Now guys, we don't have to worry about which code number means what, right? Please do not get into that thing. It will only confuse you. Just restrict towards yourself to basics. See, the basic is if your command executed successfully, it leaves a result 0. 0 means successful. That means whatever command you have run has been successfully executed. Any code you are getting 1 to 255, or we also say non-zero. Any non-zero code, whatever you are getting, is failure. See, success has only one reason. Everything went correctly and the command executed successfully. Now, failure has many reasons. Maybe you have not run the command properly, or you may not given proper input, or you may not have permission to run that command, or maybe the command itself does not exist, what command you are trying to run, right? So failure has many reasons why your command will fail, right? But success has only one reason, that everything was fine, command executed. So for example, if I run a command ls, see command is successful. Now if I find out what is my last command status code or exit code, see to find it you can go with dollar question mark. This will show the status code. For example, to check it, I'll say echo dollar question mark. See what is the number it has left me? 0. 0 means your last command was successful. Now suppose I will run some command lss. See, I'm giving wrong command. Now if I say echo dollar question mark, I'm getting some code number 127. See, I'm telling you not to worry about what number. Just remember non-zero value is a failure code. That's it. Suppose if I give improper input, like I'm using CP. Guys, you know, CP requires source and destination. I'm not typing anything. I'm just running a command without giving source and destination. Now, if I say echo dollar question mark, it is giving me one, right? Suppose I'm running ping command, ping 192.168.10.100. There is no such IP in my environment 10.100. Obviously, ping command will fail, right? If I say echo dollar question mark, I'm getting one. Or suppose I'm trying to run a command as normal user. For example, I would like to say user add u4. See, I'm a normal user. I cannot run such command. So sorry. User add u4. Permission denied. If you see this, now if I say echo dollar question mark, I'm getting win. You're not allowed to run such commands. Permission is denied for you. So there are many reasons why command fails, right? So all that reasons have different code numbers, 0, 1 to 255. Few of them is 127 or 126 command not found, like that. So we don't have to worry about which code number means what. But if it is non-zero, just understand that that command is not executed successfully. Now suppose if I go back to our previous commands, ping, and I'm telling mlinux to devnull. Now if I say echo dollar question mark, it is telling 0. That means the last command executed successfully. Now if I say mlinux 3, if I say echo dollar question mark 1, it did not executed, it failed. Maybe that IP is not available or something like that, right? This is what exactly is done inside your scripts. If you have installed any application in your environment like SAP or Oracle, they will have some scripts to install it. So when you run this, they will try to run and check the other machine, especially when you are configuring cluster based environment. It will check other machines are pinging or not, but there is no display on your output. It will just print a message checking the network connectivity to so and so machine. After a second it will tell you that the other machine is pinging or other machine is not pinging. So how do you think without getting any output they are checking it? This is the way. In the background they'll run the command hide the output, and next thing is it will run echo dollar question mark. With that it will deduce whether the command was successful or a failure. Basing on that, either the script will continue or it will stop. So these are called as exit status code. Simple thing, remember, 0 means your last command was successful. Non-zero anything means the command was failed. So whenever you are hiding the output, you don't want to display the output, the next step is to check whether the last command was successful or fail by using these status codes. Okay, now let us discuss few basic commands in file filtering concept. And this time I will try to go little in depth of the commands which we might have seen lightly. We haven't seen so detailed, but this time we are going to see it in depth, right? See, the concept what I'm going to type or cover now is filtering a file. Let me get rid of this all previous things. So file filtering. See guys, how can you filter a file? There is no standard answer for it. I have created my own 3 ways in which we can filter the output. First, you can filter the output based on line numbers. And how can you do that? See, to do this, we use head and tail very commonly. If you remember, head will show you top 10 lines of a file, tail will show you bottom 10 lines of a file, right? For example, uh, let us say cat hyphen n. See, n will display line numbers. That would be better for output. I have shown you in the basics also. Suppose I'll say cat etc password and I want to display line numbers. So you see it is printing the line numbers. Now, if I say cat hyphen n etc password, and if I say pipe, use head command. So I'm telling that whatever output that is generating from this command, from the output, show me only top 10 lines. You see, when I hit enter, it is displaying top 10 lines of the file, which we have already seen in the basics. Then maybe you want to see bottom 10 lines. So instead of head, we prefer going with tail. So you see it is showing you bottom 10 lines. Same way, if you want to see customized lines, maybe I want to see top 15 lines, then you can say head minus 15. So it will display top 15 lines. Maybe you want to see bottom 5 lines. So I'll say tail hyphen 5, where hyphen 15 is number of lines you want to see, hyphen 5 is also same. So this is the way how you can uh, check number of lines you wanted to see in a file. Top 10 lines, bottom 10 lines, top 15 lines, or bottom 15 lines. See, this file has total 50 lines, as you can see. Now, I actually wanted to see your approach. Maybe I have shown you or not, I don't remember, but I want to see your approach. Suppose I wanted to see from line number 20 to 25. How can I see? See, if I say head minus something, it is showing me top sum lines. Tail minus something, it is showing me bottom sum lines. So I don't want to see top 10 lines, bottom 10 lines, top 5 lines, bottom 5 lines. My requirement is from the output, I am interested to see from line number 20 to line number 25. How can we do that? Please suggest me your answers. No one has an idea? No response? Okay, I don't want to waste much time on that. So let me show you. See, the concept is I wanted to see line number 20 to 25. That means the maximum lines I want to see is up to 25. So I'll say head minus 25. I'm telling show me lines from 1 to 25, starting 25 lines. So I got 25 lines. But my request or my requirement is to see line number 20 to 25. So how many lines are there? 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 6 lines. And where it is coming? It is coming at the bottom of this particular output. So I'll say from that top 25 lines, show me just last 6 lines. See, this is called approach. So you see, I know that I cannot give a range. Head command, tail command does not understand range 20 to 25 or this to that, right? So here what we have to do is we have to give total number of lines you are interested in. So I told that show me top 25 lines. From top 25 lines, I asked it show me last 6 lines. So which is nothing but 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 and 25. The last 6 lines what I wanted to see, I was able to see now. So this is the way how we can get our answer by using this thing. Here I have used a very simple thing, but there are few files like we have seen mail.log. So if you, sorry, mail.log not, we have seen postfix.main.cf. So if I say cat hyphen n where, or maybe you can go where log messages. You see how many lines are there. It is 10,711 lines are there. Suppose out of this, if you want to see 500 to 550, then what will you do? See, again, you have to use the same thing. You have to say, show me total lines 550, right? So it is showing you 550. But I want to start from uh, maybe I want to go with 520 to 550. So I need to do that calculation, that 520 to 530, how many lines are there I have to give. So maybe I'll say tail last 31 lines. So you see it is starting from 520 and showing me till 550. So this is the way you can find specific line numbers out of your output and see that much lines, whatever you are interested to see.
So with one
Right?
command, we can't get the
If it
output.
is there, I could have shown that now.
Okay. Okay.
Right? The reason why I am making it complicated is there is no one command to do that. That's the reason we are trying to get it through multiple. Fine. So this is one part, filtering the output based on line numbers. Now we have one more option here. We can filter the output based on rows. See, when I say rows, we use a very, very crucial and very important command called grep. See, whenever you use grep command to search an expression in the file and print. See, grep stands for what? Grep stands for Global Regular Expression Print. I think that detail is also available here in miscellaneous commands. Right, head and tail, right, grep command. So grep command is usually used for what? Picking the output and printing that expression wherever it is found in your environment, in your file. For example, you are looking for a word called root. In which file? In etc password. So you see, wherever in your file you find the word root, the entire row is printing. If you observe here, it is not only printing that word, but the entire row, wherever that word is found, it is printing that. So this is what I was talking about. You are filtering the output based on rows. Now grep is immensely beautiful command. There are lots and lots of option inside it that can be used. Itself, it is a huge, command line what you can use. For example, if you want to print line numbers, that this word is found in which line number, so you can say hyphen n. So I'm telling display the output with line numbers. So you see it is showing you that it is coming on line number 1 and line number 10. Suppose maybe I want to search the same word in two files. One is etc password and the other one is etc shadow. So when I hit enter, you see it is telling me in etc password there are line number 1 and 10. In etc shadow there is line number 1 where I got it. So I can search a word in multiple files at a time, right? Or suppose I want to find multiple words in a single file. This I have showed you at the basics also. Again, I am repeating. So if you want to search two expressions, then you can say grep hyphen n if you want to print the line numbers. Otherwise, n is not important if you don't want to see line numbers. So first word that I'm looking for is root. Second word I wanted to look is ADM. In which file? Maybe one file or two file, that is your choice. I'm going with one file. So you see it is telling me that root is found in two lines, 1 and 10, and ADM is found in line number 4. Suppose like that I have multiple words to search, 4, 5, 6, 10. I don't want to use hyphen e for every word, small e. So you can do grep hyphen n. I'm interested to see line numbers, so I'm adding n. But this time I'll say capital E, and here I'll put all the words I'm looking for. I'll say show me the word root pipe, second word ADM pipe, third word maybe nobody, fourth word SSHD, fifth word maybe FTP. Multiple things I'm trying to search here. Sixth word maybe my user, something like that. In which file? In etc password. So you see all the words I have mentioned here within that single code, it has searched for me. It searched for root, it searched for ADM, it searched for FTP, nobody, SSHD, my user, all has been found. So either you can give small e word, small e word, small e word, or you can say capital E, all the words within single code, separating them using pipe symbol. Or even interesting, suppose what I'll do, I'll create one file. For example, names.txt. And here I'll put some names, maybe root, ADM, nobody, SSHD, FTP, named, or my user, or U3, right? Or I can go with one more name, maybe U2, right? So you see, I have a file here, names.txt, which contains some names. These names I would like to search using grep. So very beautifully you can say grep. If you want to go with line numbers, add -n, and then you can say -f. That means take the input from the file or read this file, search the names. So I'm telling read a file names.txt and look this name in another file, etc password or shadow or whatever it might be. So you see it will read this file. Whatever names you have mentioned will be searched in another file. So you see it took the input from the file and all the names, whatever I have mentioned, has been searched out, right? So this is the way grep command, it can take input directly, whatever names you are giving, or it can go and read that particular file for you and get the output. More on grep. For example, I have this file mail.txt. See, what I want to do here is I want to search a word and print. So maybe I'll say grep for a word CPU. In which file? Mail.txt. So you see wherever the word CPU is coming, it is printing that. But guys, here if you observe, CPU is available two times, one in capital letter and the other one is small letter. So as I mention in small letter, it is only searching for small letter. If I mention in capital letter, it will
hyphen
only
I.
look for capital letter. So what I want to do here is I would like to make my search case insensitive, whether it is in capital or it is in small, I don't care. So in this scenario,
Hyphen
we
I.
have to use -i. Yes, I heard Maruti twice. I heard very good. So I'll say grep -i. Make the search insensitive, whether it is capital or small, both I would like to display. So you see, if the word is mentioned as capital letter or it is mentioned in small letters, then it is going to print it out. So this is what you can tell. Otherwise, only small letters if you mention, it will search for small letter. Only capital letter if you have mentioned, only capital letters it will search. So if you would like to search and print in any format, then you have to say grep -i to make it case insensitive. Same way, suppose every time I am searching and printing something, maybe this time I want to search and hide that from the output. For example, in this file, there is a word called CPU. Whether it is in capital letter or small letter, I don't care. I want to hide it from the output. So every time you're searching and printing the line which contains the word, this time I want to search and hide that word, the entire line in which that word is coming. So how can I search and hide a particular line that contain of expression? So we'll go with reverse format now. See, I'll say grep -i. I want to make it insensitive, capital or small. But I would like to say reverse it by using V. See, V here means I want to hide the word from the output. So which word you are looking to hide? I'm saying CPU. Wherever the word CPU is found in my search, hide that line and display rest of the file. From which file? Mail.txt. So you see wherever the line was CPU in capital letter, please check, that is hidden. It seems that CPU usage, that is also hidden. So wherever the word CPU is found, that line it is hiding, right? It is not showing that line. Normally it will pick that line and show only that line which contains the word. But this time the whole file is being displayed, but those lines which contains that word is getting hidden. So
Where
this is
can you
the way
use this kind of feature?
we'll see in the coming time.
Okay.
Where something is repeatedly, by suppose there is a word where I have number of names, Kishore, 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 number of time, I don't want to see that name, rest of that I'm interested in others. So maybe in that I would say, maybe I'm looking for logs which contains the word CPU, I don't want to see that. So say grep minus v CPU, it will not display the line related to CPU, only maybe memory lines may be displayed like that.
Instead of
Now
line, can I go to only one word?
You can go. That is your choice. By approach is in your hand. How you want to use. I'm just showing you the ways what are possible here.
Yeah, what is the command for just, negating the only one
Grep
word?
command. You say just grep for one word root.
Minus V?
V, yes, minus V root. So wherever the root word is there, it won't be displayed. Okay, where we was right. Now a very interesting thing I will show you guys. Very interesting thing in grep only. Let me take the sketchboard for you to explain that. Concentrate, guys. This is really interesting. You will enjoy this thing. See, when we say a file may look like this, which may have number of lines. This is really helpful concept, so concentrate on this. See guys, this is a file having number of lines. So if I want to target something at the beginning of the line, so you can use a concept of cap, right? Normally cap is found on your keyboard number 6. If you use shift and 6, you will find cap. So cap represents beginning of the file or beginning of the line. Either it might be beginning of the file or it might be beginning of the line. Same way we have dollar. Dollar is also same. Dollar means ending, right? So cap means beginning and dollar means ending, ending of the line or ending of the file. So remember this, cap means beginning, dollar means ending. Now where can we use it? Suppose I'm using this command grep root, so sorry. In which file? In etc password. So you see root is coming at the beginning of the line and root is coming somewhere in middle. Suppose I want to target only those lines which are starting with a word root. So guys, here you can narrow your search by adding cap. So I'm telling grep command display only those lines which are starting with the word root. So you see, if root is coming at the beginning of the line, then it is displaying only those lines which are starting with a word root. Same way, suppose you are looking for a word which is ending with some keyword. I want to display only those lines which are ending with some keyword. Suppose I'll say grep, show me only those lines which are having bash. Bash at where? Bash at the end. See, cap should always be used before the word and dollar must always use after the word because cap is beginning and dollar is ending. In which file? maybe in etc password. So you see whichever line that is ending with the word bash will be displayed, and whichever line that is starting with the word root has been displayed here. Done? Right. Now another very interesting part. Guys, I will copy that mail.txt in another file, mail2.txt maybe. I'll go to mail2.txt. Suppose after every line, I'm going to add an empty line. Okay. Now, you see guys, I have this file mail2.txt. You see after every line, there is an empty line. One line is having some words, one line is empty. One line is used, another line is empty. What I want to do from the output, I would like to hide all the empty lines. I want to tell grep command wherever you find empty lines, hide it. Don't display empty lines. See guys, if you don't want to see anything, you may use grep-v inverse. I'm telling search this thing and don't display. But the question here is how can I tell grep command to hide empty lines? So you may say grep-v. That is fine. I don't want to see empty line. But what symbolize empty line? How can I say empty lines? See, you can use single quote or double quote, your choice.
Space.
Acha, very good. I'll use space and I'll say mail2.txt. What happened? Fine. So I need to use single quotes and I need to say cap something which is starting and ending without anything in between. That means a line is starting and ending, but there is nothing between them, which is nothing but empty line. So you see all empty lines got hidden, right? Wherever it found the empty line, it is hiding it from the output. So empty line in grep is represented by these two words together, cap and dollar at a time. If you use, they are called as empty lines, right? So I told grep command not to display empty lines which are available in this file. So the whole file is displayed, but wherever empty lines are there, you see that lines are not printed, right? So this is the way how we can use grep command in different concepts, right? Within your files, whatever words you are looking for file filtering. Now let's come to the third point, that the last thing how you can filter the output is based on columns. See, how can we do based on columns? See, a very popular command what you might be used to do that is cut. But the most prominent and most advanced command what we are going to learn is awk command, which is much more deeper and much more stronger than cut command. So today I will cut the topic with cut command only. Tomorrow we'll talk about awk, and maybe after that we'll go for sed command. Okay, so let me first talk about cut command. See, cut command, the role is to cut output into columns, right? To cut output in columns. But cut has one concept inside it, that it can handle tab spaces by default. That means if your file or if your output is having tab spaces between two fields or two columns, then it can very easily cut that into columns. And over here, each field is called as, or is represented as, if I can say, each field is represented by hyphen F. F stands for field, field number one, field number two, whatever it might be. Or each column, if you can say, that would be better. Field or column, whatever you'd like to say. For example, I'll use a simple concept here. Let us say echo. I'll say hyphen E, A, then tab B, then tab C, then tab D. See, I am having an output where each field is separated by tab space. As discussed, cut command can very easily handle what? Tab space. So I can say from the output, cut and show me field number one. You see it is only showing field number one. Maybe you want to see field number one and field number four. It is showing you first and fourth field. Maybe you want to see from 1 to 3. It is showing that. Maybe you wanted to see from second till whatever the last column is. So you see it is starting with second and continuing till last. So this is the way cut command can cut the output, and it can show you the output in columns or in fields. But here each field is separated by tab space, so it is cutting very easily. There is no problem. But do you think every file will have tab spaces? See, most of the files may not even have single space. For example, if I go with tail etc password, right? Or maybe I'll reduce the output so that we can do more. So you see here, I have a file which is having a field separator colon. That means after every field, it is using what? Colon. First field colon, second field colon, third field colon, fourth field colon. So every field is separated by colon. There is no single space here. So how can I use that colon as a field separator here? So here we use a concept called delimiter. Field separators like colon, comma, or dot, or maybe dollar, hash, at the rate, whatever is being separated, separating two fields, right, is called as delimiters. So delimiters are nothing but the symbol that separate two fields, which is used as hyphen D. So in this scenario, I need to tell cut command. For example, if I say cut, show me field number one, it is not understanding where is the field starting and where is the field ending. So here I need to say that wherever you find this symbol colon, mark it as beginning or ending of the field. So now wherever it sees colon, it will divide the whole file with respect to colon. So you see now it is showing first field. Maybe you want to see first and fourth field, or maybe you want to see fourth till last field. All it will be showing you like that. So each file, whatever special characters it is using, I need to use that special character here to divide my output into column. So sometimes it may be using that colon, sometimes it may be using semicolon, sometimes there might be hyphen, sometimes there might be comma, or sometimes you may find just space. Now here you see that each field is separated by space. It is not having any special character like dot, hyphen, comma, at the rate, hash, or anything. It is simply separated by spaces. Then what we are going to do in this scenario? See, in this scenario, you have to set space as a delimiter. So you can say cut. Suppose I'll say delimiter just a space and say show me field number 1 in mail.txt. So it is telling you can't leave delimiter empty. You must say something. What is that delimiter? So you have to say single quote or double quote. Between them, you can use a space. So you see here, it understood that which field is being divided. So it has understood that wherever the space is coming, that is my first field. Suppose you want to see first and fourth field, or maybe you just want to see fourth field. Whatever you want to do, you can do it out with that. So if the output is having any special characters, you can put that special character as a delimiter. If it is not having anything, just in space, then you have to use space, single space as a delimiter. Or if it is having tab space, then no delimiter is required because cut can handle by default tab spaces very well. You don't have to set a delimit for that. Right? Now, a test for all of you. See guys, I have this command free minus n, which will display memory and swap details. Guys, I'm not interested in swap. I just want to see memory line. That's it. So what I can do, if you want to see only memory row, you can use grep command. So I'll say free minus m grep for the word memory, which starting with capital M. So you see it is displaying memory line. Now in this memory line, you see each space is getting separated by a big tab space. Suppose I want to see only second field, then what I can do, I can say pipe cut command and I'll say show me which field. I'll say show me field number 2. Enter. Guys, it is not showing me the second field. It is showing me the whole line. Why? Why is it not working in that scenario? I told you that when we use this concept A tab, B tab, and I show me field number 2, it is working here. But why in this command it is not showing me the second field? Where is the problem?
Again, here in the memory semicolon is coming. Memory
Where
semicolon.
semicolon is coming by? But after semicolon there is space na? Tab space. Cut
Yeah.
should handle the tab space. Then why it is not handling? What is going wrong here? Ignore that colon is not important. Ignore that. Because every field is not having colon. Every field is having tab space. Then why it is not working in this situation?
Maybe I mean free hyphen m. Okay. Hyphen m command that output may vary.
No. Okay. Good, at least Maruti, you have tried something. I'm happy for you. See, if you observe here and the output of echo A tab, B tab, C tab, don't you think that memory and that second field is having more space when compared to tab space? It is not single tab. If you see, it is more than single tab. Here also. Here it is very big and then it is little shorter. Then again little big, little big, little big, and at the end it is little shorter. So you see these spaces are irregular spaces. They don't comes under the category of single space. They don't come in the category of tab space. Tab space means five normal spaces are nothing but tab space. Do you think it is five normal space? No. Here it is very big. And then suddenly in the second field, it is little smaller. Third field, it is bigger. Fourth field, it is much bigger. Then again in the last field, it is smaller. So here the spaces what you are using, they are irregular space. And you see in this scenario, cut command is failure. It cannot handle irregular space. It can handle single space. It can handle tab spaces, right? But such type of irregular spaces may not be handled by cut command. Now what can we do? See guys, here again approaches come into your requirement. I know you may not be able to do this task, but over an experience you will learn this thing when you go with man pages and all. What is the problem? The problem is irregular spaces. If I convert that irregular spaces into regular space, then can I use it with cut? Absolutely. Now the question here is, how can I convert this irregular space into a regular single space, or maybe tab space? Tab space is difficult, but at least I can convert it into single spaces. See, there is a wonderful command in our Linux which does this, and this command name is xargs. The role of this command is to convert irregular spaces into regular one. So you see, when I run this command, output has been converted into single space. Now guys, I can set single space as my delimiter and I can cut the output. So I'll say cut command use delimiter as single space and show me field number 2, or maybe field number 3, or maybe field number 3 and field number 5. So did you understood the concept guys? What I did, as the output was not regular, I converted the output using xargs command into one single space. Then I used one space as my delimiter and I cut the output. See, whenever you have irregular spaces, the first thing you should do is converting that irregular space into regular spaces using xargs command. And it is used for doing this concept widely, right? There are few more things what xargs can do. I would request you to please go and read man pages with xargs to find more on that. But at least you are clear with this concepts, guys, whatever I have shown you today.
Yeah, yes, sir. But we need more practice.
200